Good afternoon, my name is Elyse Harchick and I'm a National Educator with John Paul Mitchell Systems, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the Natalie technique on Meredith here, originally done by Colin Caruso. So I have my guest Meredith and I have her already pre-sectioned. I have 3 triangles through the top of her head, a triangle through the high point to the top of the occipital bone, and then the bottom 2 sections just sectioned out of the way. I am going to start with our teasy light through the bottom. The really great thing about teasy lights is it's a great way, a nice organic way to break up color, and it's fast and efficient in the salon. So what I'm going to be doing is taking about an inch section, and with my teasy brush here, I'm going to create a little bit of a cushion. What that's going to do is give it more of a blended look. The more cushion that you give, the less lightness you're going to see. I am utilizing Paul Mitchell's Synchro Lift, which is our Ultra Blue Powder Lightener. This is going to give me 7 levels of lift. I did a heaping scoop of the Synchro Lift with 2 ounces of 20 volume cream developer. So a little backstory on Meredith. She's actually a regular guest of mine in the salon. She is in my chair every 6 weeks, and outside of retouching her regrowth every 6 weeks, she's pretty flexible with what I do with her hair color. So typically in the fall, I use rich reds and really deep browns. And then towards spring, summertime, I really do like to lighten her up. Not necessarily to anything blonde, but just an all-over lighter canvas. So I'm kind of taking my brush and feathering the lightener up just to kind of blend where that cushion is. Taking diagonal sections through the back of her head just to go with the round of her head so the placement lays nice and soft. moving to this top section, I'm going to move into more of a traditional highlight. So just going with, again, the round of the head and just sectioning out each piece of the triangle. One of the main reasons why I chose Synchro Lift is because it mixes to a really creamy consistency. It gives me 7 levels of lift, and it also doesn't swell. So for any kind of traditional highlight, that's huge. So I'm just going to go in and just create a small weave. And this will just be a really nice transition into the teasy highlight through the bottom. And just using my comb to make it nice and tight. Okay, next I'm going to be moving to Meredith's sides here. I am still taking about an inch section. I'm not looking for a really super heavy highlight here, just enough to brighten her up around her face. So at a diagonal forward, I'm just going to weave a few highlights through her sides. I actually remixed and upped my developer to 30 volume, only because, you know, with the back already processing, I really want everything to process nice and even. One of the main reasons why I actually chose this technique was because, you know, it is salon reality. You have a guest that's been dark all winter and wants that instant gratification of light hair, and you only have her booked for a certain amount of time. So instead of doing a full foil on the client, doing something like this to kind of break up enough of that dark and really kind of transform that dark to light really easy, this was the best way for me to go. actually went through and packeted all the foils through the top just to make it look extra clean, and just for my sake, just to go through and keep track of where I am and what it is that I'm doing. But now we're just gonna let Meredith process, and then we will tone her and finish her. So this is Meredith's finished result. I went ahead and toned her with our PM Shines. I wanted something a little more translucent, not as opaque, and I wanted a really nice shiny conditioned top coat. So I toned her with 1 ounce of 6BV, 1 ounce of 6A to 1 ounce of 8N. I let that process for about 20 minutes in the shampoo bowl, and this is her finished result. You could see with the TZ lights through the bottom, it gives it a nice organic look, and it was a great way to break apart all of that dark without doing the heavy foil work. And then through the top and the sides, just a really nice transition with those PC highlights. So I towel dried Meredith off well, and I applied our Marula Oil Rare Oil Style Extending Primer. This primer is going to prolong the life of her style while also creating a humidity resistant barrier along each piece of hair. I then applied about a dime size amount of the Rare Oil 3-in-1 styling cream. This cream is going to add condition, shine, and it's actually going to seal split ends. I round brushed Meredith out with our extra large round brush, and then I curled Meredith with our Neuro 1-inch styling rod while using our thermal protectant, the hot off the press. I curled everything in the same direction and then brushed her out with a 413 brush, and finishing her off with the Rare Oil Perfecting Hairspray. This is a light buildable hairspray, so I still wanted her to have a little bit of movement, but just to ensure that the curl is going to stay.